Every map you have ever looked at is a lie. The borders, the oceans, the vast distances between continents, they are nothing but a temporary illusion, a fleeting snapshot of a planet in a perpetual state of slow-motion destruction. Right now, the ground beneath your feet feels solid, but you are standing on a conveyor belt headed toward a guaranteed geological apocalypse. In 250 million years, the continents will violently slam back together into a single, inescapable supercontinent, Pangea Ultima. But the collision itself isn't the terrifying part. It is what happens to the climate. According to the latest supercomputer models, the formation of Pangea Ultima will trigger a runaway greenhouse effect so extreme it will push the planet past the biological limits of mammalian survival. The extinction of our evolutionary lineage is already locked in by the very rocks we stand on. To understand the nightmare awaiting us, we have to grasp the concept of deep time. Human history is a mere blink. Earth operates on the supercontinent cycle, a relentless 500 million-year loop where the planet's crust is torn apart and then violently stitched back together. We've seen it before with the original Pangea. The engine driving this cycle is deep beneath us. Tectonic plates float on a sea of superheated semi-solid rock. Right now, magma welling up in the mid-Atlantic is pushing the Americas away from Europe. But this expansion cannot last forever. Eventually, the Atlantic will run out of room and the subduction zones will take over, dragging the ocean floor back into the fiery mantle. For decades, we knew the continents would crash again. That wasn't the mystery. The curiosity gap, the terrifying unknown that kept geologists awake at night, was what this super landmass would do to the atmosphere, until a groundbreaking 2023 study ran the first comprehensive climate models for Pangea Ultima. The results were so catastrophic, they redefined our understanding of planetary habitability. The escalation begins in roughly 50 million years. The Mediterranean Sea, the cradle of human civilization, is the first casualty. Africa drives relentlessly north, crushing Italy and Greece out of existence. In their place, a colossal new mountain range, the Mediterranean Alps, violently thrusts into the stratosphere, dwarfing Mount Everest. Meanwhile, the tectonic engine throws the Atlantic into reverse. The ocean that once separated empires is now beginning to close. The eastern seaboard of the United States and the western coast of Africa are now on a direct, unavoidable collision course. The geographic isolation that defined our modern world is ending. As the continents compress, the friction generates unimaginable heat. At the 150 million year mark, the Pacific Ocean, now the Mega-Pacific, is surrounded by an unbroken, hyperactive ring of fire. Subduction zones go into overdrive. Volcanic eruptions become a daily, global phenomenon, darkening the skies and beginning to poison the atmosphere with billions of tons of carbon dioxide. Australia rockets north, slamming into Southeast Asia and Japan, merging them into a massive, mangled peninsula. The Earth is grinding its land masses into a singular, impenetrable fortress of rock. The pressure is building, both beneath the crust and within the rapidly thickening, toxic atmosphere. At 250 million years, the Great Crush is complete. New York and the Sahara are merged. The Americas, Africa, and Eurasia are locked in a geographic death grip. Pangea Ultima is fully formed, a massive, roughly circular landmass with a small trapped inland sea. But this architectural masterpiece of geology is a perfectly designed trap. Because of its sheer size, the interior of Pangea Ultima suffers from extreme continentality. The life-giving rain from the Mega-Pacific simply cannot travel far enough inland. The coastal mountain ranges act as impenetrable walls. The entire center of the massive continent instantly becomes the most hostile, barren desert in the history of the Earth.
But the lack of water is only the first strike. The climax of this tragedy is driven by a cosmic coincidence. In 250 million years, our aging sun will be 2.5% more luminous. It will pump significantly more solar radiation onto a planet already struggling to breathe. Combine a brighter sun with the massive, unrelenting volcanic outgassing from the tectonic collision, the carbon dioxide levels skyrocket, trapping the solar radiation. The greenhouse effect spirals entirely out of control. Pangea Ultima isn't just a desert, it becomes a planetary oven. The 2023 climate models revealed the terrifying climax. Average daytime temperatures in the interior will permanently exceed 122 degrees Fahrenheit or 50 degrees Celsius. Along the coasts, the temperatures will be slightly lower, but the humidity will be absolute. And for mammals, this combination is a biological death sentence. Mammals regulate their core temperature through sweating, but in the humid coastal zones of Pangea Ultima, sweat won't evaporate. In the dry interior, the heat is simply too absolute. Biology breaks down. Mammals will be unable to shed heat. They will succumb to hyperthermia, literally cooking from the inside out. Only a tiny fraction, perhaps 8% of the entire Earth's surface, located at the extreme fringes of the poles, will remain theoretically habitable. The rest of the planet will be a sweeping, silent dead zone, a mass extinction event rivaling the Great Dying of the Permian period will erase the lineage of mammals from the fossil record forever. We build our cities, draw our borders, and fight our wars on the assumption that the stage we stand on is permanent. We worry, rightfully so, about the climate shifts of the next century. But Earth operates on a timeline so vast, so deeply indifferent to biology, that our entire existence is barely a footnote. The geological shift is already happening. The tectonic plates are moving as you watch this video. The trap is slowly, silently closing. Long after our monuments have crumbled to dust, the Earth will complete its cycle, unbothered by the life it created and destroyed. The map you know is a ghost. The world outside your window is a temporary arrangement of rocks floating on fire. Enjoy the shorelines, the gentle rains, and the separated oceans while you can, because the reunion is coming, and nothing can stop the crush of deep time.